Hey there, folks. This is Foggy. Welcome to day 124 of my year of solo board gaming, considered by many to be ill-advised and stupid. We are playing Welcome to the Moon. We're on the third leg of the campaign. Now, this is an introductory campaign meant to basically teach you the different adventures that are available to you. There is a separate campaign in this campaign book that is much more spoilery. We're not doing that, but that involves a lot of the extra cards that are in the thing. And we're not going to be doing any of that on screen. We're just going to go over each of the different scenarios that you get as part of just the introductory adventure. This is, I think, more of a Welcome to Vegas style thing. I've never played Welcome to Vegas, but I believe this is more like that, where it is a grid as opposed to a line. The way that the numbers work in this is that the lower left and the upper right ones are considered already filled in, but for the remaining numbers, you have to go from left to right and bottom to top. So you can put low numbers in here, and you can put high numbers in here, and middle numbers sort of along this area. But if you put a number here has to be greater than this, lower than this, greater than this, and lower than this. So you have to make sure that you are adhering to the numerical order of things in both columns and rows. In addition, you also have some of your powers, and these are a little bit more traditional. If you have water as your power, you can and you are filling in the number on one of these. You get to circle that water thing, and you'll get points for that at the end of the game. If you're filling in a number and you've got plant, you can also highlight one of these plant ones. You have to go from top to bottom, and the bottom one is worth 2. So you have a total of 20 plants total that you can get. If you have electricity, what you can do is you can actually increase the number, the multiplier on one of the different categories down here. So you've got plants, water, and satellites. We'll get to satellites in a moment. But essentially, electricity allows you to shade one of these in, and at the end of the game, you'll multiply by the lowest number here. So right now, you're getting no points for any of these because they're all zeros. If you are the first to complete any set of numbers in a quadrant, so these 8 up here, these 8 here, 8 here, or 8 here, you get to circle the 15. If 15 has already been claimed, you get to circle the 5. They can be claimed by Astro when the A or B card comes up. You have to cross off in 15 if it's still remaining. And you can choose to do whichever one you want. So if you have one where you're really just not doing well, you don't have a whole lot of numbers, you cross that one off. If you are the first to cross 15, you get claim 2 solo bonus points, which I'm still not exactly sure what those do, but yay. And as far as robots go, if you get robots, you are then allowed to basically fill in one of these tunnels. There are 2 that are already filled in. And the idea is that you want to try to connect tunnels to satellites, and that will allow you to collect a satellite. And eventually, if you get all the way up here, you can collect that. I'm going to double check that because I think I might be wrong about the satellite thing. But as far as I know, like if you connect robot action is numbered and connected to your tunnel network, circle its antenna. And if you connect the observatory in the top right corner, immediately circle its antennas. So the reason this isn't circled and this isn't circled is they just don't have numbers. But the second we get numbers in there, we can circle them because they're already connected to the network. The idea is that you want to try to get the network to all the different satellites as much as possible. You can use astronauts as usual they basically operate like the temp agency back in the regular game. And that allows you to adjust the number by 2, up to 2. And then the X's, the planning ones, basically allow you to put X's somewhere, and X's act as just sort of a connection. You don't have to worry about what numbers are on either side as long as they are still in consecutive order. But you can have like 2x3, for example. And each one of those that you use, you'll cross off one of these squares, and you'll actually lose points for that. And if you can't play a number for whatever reason, you get a system error, and so that's pretty bad. As with the other games, you'll go through the deck twice. You'll go through once, running through the deck until you have gotten to the very bottom, and then you'll take all your discards, combine them with the A, B, and C card, which will have already come out, and you'll go through again. On the second pass, A, B, and C cards, you'll lose the opportunity to get the higher score for the plan that represents that letter, but otherwise, Alexa doesn't get any points for that, and I just saw the C at the bottom. Well, you know what? We're just going to leave it as is. I'm not going to shuffle. I'm a big B cheater. What can I say? We're going to go ahead and start reading the campaign book. We were on 134 when we left off. Again, this is the introductory campaign. So there's a little bit of spoilers just in terms of how the game's played, but there's nothing really that spoilery in this. We've earned 2 stars so far. Before you carry on, read the specific rules of Adventure 3, which I've done already, and just recapitulated there. And we're going to go to 36. We have received a message from Earth. The Human Alliance is proud of you, but the race against time continues. The asteroids are getting closer every day. Captain Decay, we count on you to set up the colony as quickly as possible. The Human Alliance has given me free rein to direct our work. We must reactivate the observatory. It's very important for future development. Or we must set up the colony methodically. This new beginning must be perfect. And so the observatory is over here. I think what we're going to do is we're going to set up the colony methodically. I think that's what we're going to go for. Basically, this just determines whatever missions you're going to have available to you. If the foundation is solid, our future will be guaranteed. We must do everything perfectly. Here are our mission orders. And you're going to play this mission with cards 77, 79, and 81. And so that is going to be this one. That got all turned around. We'll just put you right on there. I appreciate that the cards are really nice, kind of nice and lacquered, and you kind of need those for the dry erase stuff, but I will say I'm not overly fond of how slick they are, because they do tend to spin a lot when I put them down. It's a little frustrating. All right. So, what do these different missions mean? Let's find out. Let's see. They will be covered in here. And for this one, we have to number all of the buildings in 3 horizontal rows. Using the robots, connect the parabolic antennas in 2 quarters. So all of these and all of these, or all of these, and so on. And then finally, all of the water in 2 quarters. So there are a number of water tanks. I think there's only 2 in each. So the water one feels relatively easy to get. But the big thing to remember is that because you're going in 2 different directions as far as the numbers go, it can be really difficult to make sure that those go correctly. So let's go ahead and get started. Margaret here is our Astra opponent. Really loves robots. Does not really particularly care for astronauts, water, or plants. But if she has more astronauts than we've used at the end of the game, she's going to get we're going to only get 10 points. And if we've not used any astronauts, we're getting 0 points. So that's something to keep in mind there. All right, so far we've got a 10, a 4, and an 11. And I think because we have to get the robots, the parabolic stuff connected quickly, I think what I want to do, the robot allows you to connect the tunnels, but they always have to build off a previous connection. So you can't just simply draw a tunnel up here. You have to start here and work your way up. Now, the easiest way to do that is to go this way, because there's only 3 parabolics in each of these quarters. So I think that's what I want to do. What I want to do, I think, is use the 4 for the number. Oh, that's looking nasty, though. So I think maybe use the 10 and give them the 4. I definitely want to use the robot for its ability. This is just going to be worth 4 points to Astra at the end of the game, so that's going to be worth a lot of points. So I think the 10. And if I think about how the numbers are going to go, they're going to go 1 to 15. And I kind of need to keep low numbers on this side, and so 10's kind of a higher number. So I feel like that's going to be its best spot. I'm going to go 10 here. And I'm going to go ahead and extend the tunnels, and I'm going to use that one. I'm going to try to go up this way for all of that. So these get discarded. Astra gets to keep the 4 for later. So she's already got 1 robot. She's already on the board. 11, 8, and 3. So the 3 would be really useful in terms of connection. In addition, the water would be really nice to get as well, because we do need to fill in the water in 3 quarters. In terms of what I don't want to give her, I don't want to give her the robot. I'm okay with giving her this. It's worth 3 points, but I'm okay with that. We could go 8 water, but then that would give them the robot, so we don't want to do that, which I've just said. And I think for 3, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 3 here. I'm going to go 3 here. We get to circle this this parabola, and then we're going to continue to extend this along. Now we do need to connect this one as well. Like there's a third dish there that we need to make sure that we get. All right, we got plant, plant, plant. So I think what we're doing is we're giving them a plant. For the plant, you have to do the same quarter that that you're writing the number in. And I think, as with both 11 or 12 are kind of high, and I probably want to go in this direction. But I think I might also want to do the 7 just a little bit lower down here. Like I could see doing the 7 here. The problem is that then you have to go 7, 8, 9, X somewhere, so I can't do the 7 there. That was just crazy talk. I think if I do the 7 there, it's going to be 8, 9. That's going to be tough. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 doesn't really give me a whole lot of flexibility there. I think I'm actually going to go 11, and I'm going to go 11 here. And then we'll circle a plant here. Which kind of gets away from my, I want to do specific quarters, but I think that was the best thing that I could do. 7, 14, 3. So I think what I want to do is I want to use this 7 and 14 together. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 14 here. And I'm going to do a little connection here. I think the problem is that 3 number is so low. It's kind of messing me up. I probably should not have done a 3 there. But at the very least, at least I'm getting them connected. All right, so this time around, kind of got some garbage here. I've got 13, which I could use somewhere. I've got a 10, which I could put right there. Probably not a bad idea. And then maybe do, let's see, electricity instead of planner. I could also do 5 and then just fill in the plant. I think I'm going to go 10 here, and I'm going to do a plant down here. I'm going to do the electricity, so this way we get some stuff for the plants. That might be all I do for the plants, because I don't think that we're going to get a whole lot of them. We're not doing a good job here, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. All right, 6, 10, and 12. And I feel like 6 would be good here or here. All right, I'm going to do 6 here. That gives us another one of these. And we're going to do the robot. And we're going to go straight up. That 12 gets retired. 13, 11, and 8. All right, so if I want to do, I think this time around, I don't want to give them electricity, but I think I got to do this pair. I'm going to do 8, and I'm going to do the water here. It's probably not a good combo, but I think starting to get the waters out of the way too might help. 6, 2, 9. So I think I'm going to do the 2 here. That gives me this one. And I will go ahead and do this electricity. And I'll hold on to the 9 for later. Or, yeah, I'll hold on to the 9 for later. We'll give them the 6. 7, 8, 5. So I think with this one, I want to do 7, 8, 5. Actually, I think, oh, good Lord, I really don't want to keep giving her electricity, but I kind of feel like I need to get these waters out of the way. I think I want to do a 5 there and then put a 4 in there because that'll help. And then do the water and get that done. Bad idea. Bad idea. 5, 9, 12. All right, so for this one I want to do 5 and 9. The 9 can go right here. We'll continue this over this way. This way we only need the 2 more tunnels to connect there. We still do have to get the numbers filled in. We can't just simply cross them off otherwise. 15, 3, and 1. All right, so the 1 is probably going to get used for the electricity aspect of it. I can't really do anything with the 3. I could put the 3 down here. But I think I want to leave them with that. So 15 I think is going to go up here. It's a good high number. We'll do this for the water, so at least we're getting something for the water as well. So all of our multipliers down here will at least be a non-zero value, which is good. 5, 8, 7. So I think what I want to do is 8 here. And I can't do the robot, which is unfortunate. Unless I do 7 there, and then I do the robot. So I'll do the robot here. Oh, there we go. Probably did that. All right, so definitely making a mess here. So 9, and circle that. There we go. Let these go away. 15, always try to keep a little rag next to you. That's probably helpful. So 15 I want to use for the robot. 8 I definitely want to use here. And then we'll connect this as well. We're actually doing pretty good on potentially filling this in, this entire quadrant, because otherwise we're going to lose at least one of them. All right, so 9, 13, and 11. So I think what I really want to wait until I have a 9 water to fill that in, but that is going to be tricky to try to wait for. Same with a 13 here. I want a 13 water to fill that in. I think what I might do, yeah, because I can't, I need to get the 2 waters taken care of. And if I pass up on any of those opportunities, I'm sort of screwed. So I want to keep those open. I think what I want to do is I want to do 11 and then maybe 9. We'll do 11 here. And we'll circle this. And we've got our second plant there. 13. 4, 6, and 12. So 4 is going to go right there. I think that that is a good place to put a 4. We could also, let's put it here because, oh, and this should be circled as well. This is on the network. We've got all 3 of these. 4 there. And then we want to use, I think, the electricity, and we're going to increase the value of the satellites. The plants, I think, are the least of our concerns. Okay, so 14, 10, and 8. What I really want is to fill this one in here. Unfortunately, I can't do that with the numbers I've got. But I can fill this one in here. I can put a 14 there. I can do 14 water. That fills that in. So maybe we'll get this one instead of the other one. This should actually just be circled. This was a 5. Hands are going to be messy after the end of this. 8, 6, 10. All right. So what I don't want to give them is the 10. I could do, if I do 8 there, I mean, this has to be a 7 anyway. 8 there, that should be fine. That entire row should be fine. And I get, oh no, I don't. I almost get it, but not quite. I could do 6 there. Could use this to adjust it to a 7. Then they get the 10. That wouldn't be good. If I did 8 there, and I can't do the plant as well. Do 6 plant. I'm going to do 6 plant. I think it's not a great idea, but actually, let's go 10 here. We'll go 10 plant. Give them the astronaut. I need to make sure I'm using at least one astronaut at some point. And we've already lost our first one. So B has been taken care of. So we're going to go ahead and cross off this one. This is the one I think that I'm going to be least likely to get. 6, 7, and 10. Looking garbagey. Thank you. 7 here is, I think, what I want to do. And I think what I want to do is I want to go ahead and at least get one astronaut underway. So I'm going to do 10, 7. Actually, let's do 10, 9. 10, 9, because I have the opportunity to fill that in. And then that's a good number to have there. And I've used one astronaut, so I can cross that off. And at least this way I don't end up completely out of points. 7, 9, 2. That is a no-brainer. It's those two right there. It's 9 and the water. Because what that does is it does a couple things. I now have the water there. And I think I already got the water up here, right? Yeah. So I've got 9 and water. And I now have all of the satellites connected here and here. So I've now completed mission B. So that's going to be worth 9 points at the end of the game. I can turn this over, and now at least Astra can't get that from me. Put that away. 4, 1, 6. That is looking bad, to say the least. I'm going to go, I think, 6 here. And we're going to draw another line this way. We'll try to see if we can't pick up these satellites as well. And we'll give them the 4, even though the 4 is worth kind of a lot of points. Should be hitting both A and C soon. We're hitting them at the end of this. That's a bummer. Actually, no, it's not really that much of a bummer. We're going to go ahead. I know we're going to lose it here, so I'm just going to go ahead and cross that off now. And we'll put those there. 4, 9. I think what I want are the 4 and the 5. Yeah, let's do 4 and 5, and we'll give them the plant. And we'll go ahead and cross off one more for the satellite. All right, and they're going to get that. They've got their first 21 cards. I think that's one of the things that's really insane to think about is how many cards they end up with overall. I just managed to knock the card over. You know, there are 63 cards in the deck, not counting the 3 Astra cards. And you're going to go through 3 cards at a time, giving Astra 1 card each time. So that's 21 cards. And then you're going to go through again with the remaining 42 cards. And so that's 14 more. So by the end of it, they've got 35 cards, which means Astra here is going to have a minimum of, if you go through the entire deck twice, 70 plus 10 plus 9 in this case, you know, a grand total of 89 at a minimum. And chances are you're not going to give them just 2-point cards every single time. So something to keep in mind. Now, how are we doing overall? The 3 horizontal rows, I think, is going to be tough. But if we can fill this and this in, we've ended the game. Like, that's it. We've completed mission A. We've completed mission C. Because we'll have both waters here if provided we do a water there. And then we'll have both rows, this row, this row, this row. So we have 2 spots that we can fill in to end the game, which is kind of nice. I kind of want to try to get that. I also do think that it'd be really important to try to get some 15s out of the way. We can do that with the top row and the top left, top right. We're looking in pretty good shape for that. We can still try to get 5 points down here, but we'll see how that goes. All right, so 8, 10, and 1. Cards are working against us, however. So I don't want to give them the robot, but this would allow us to complete this row. Something to consider there. I think I want to keep this robot no matter what, which means we need to use an 8 and a 10 somewhere. We'll go ahead and do the 8 down here. And we'll connect this, which means we got another satellite. And unfortunately, they get an electricity, which is worth a lot to them. 7, 7, Astra card B. They're going to cross off another one of these. Oh, crud. I think we're going to lose this one because we're about to get this one. And then they also could have completed B, except we've already completed it, so no harm, no foul. All right, 7, 7, 12. We're going to do a 7 here, and we're going to do a robot to here to circle that. And we've now completed 2 horizontal rows. 1 more horizontal row, and we'll complete that goal. We also managed to complete all of the numbers in here, so we'll get the 15 for this. We've got C, which unfortunately means that we're not going to get that. 15, 8, and 9, and these are all good cards for this. And we don't have a whole lot of spots where we can put any of these. We can do 9 down here. I think this is our only move, is to do 9 down here or 8 down here. Unfortunately, and then use the robot to connect another one. I think we're going to do that. We're going to use these 2. We're going to do 9 in here, which means we lose the opportunity to get that water. But we're going to try to connect that top one up there. $14, 4, and 8. This one, I think, is pretty easy to see what we're going to do. We're going to do 8 there. We could also do 4. Let's do 4 here, because we're almost done this quarter as well. So we'll do 4 there. And then we'll do the robot to connect here. And this means that we're going to get all 3 of these. We really need a water. We need a water to finish this off. There's our water. Unfortunately, that's not our number that we need. But we can do this one. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to do 5 and 6. We're going to use those together. We get this water. And that completes all the waters. So we are going to get 5 points for that at least. Just a bummer that we're not getting it when we wanted it. And then as far as rows go, we've got 1 row complete, 2 rows complete. We need to get a 3rd row complete. Also, we get the 5 points for here because we completed that sector. So that's going to be 5 and 15. All right. We need any one of these. We need that. That would be good. 4, 15, and there's the 8. Ah! I need to check something on timing. Because I can complete the game now. I think you must immediately flip. Yeah. Unfortunately, the A card came at the worst possible time because I can now get this one. And in fact, that will end the game. So we'll use 11, and then we'll also use robot because I don't want it to get the robot. And I'm not sure if there's any place where I can do the robot where it'll makes sense. Yeah, I don't think there's any place else where a robot connection will work. But that will go there, and I'll get the 5 points for it. That is so frustrating. But I have met all 3 conditions, and I've managed to complete all 3 missions, and the game is over. So now we're going to do our scoring. That hurts so much. That really hurts. Like, I just... Hurt. All right, so we'll separate these out by type. And thankfully I used 1 astronaut, but I still will lose on that. So, can you all see that? I think you can. So I'll get the 10 points there at least, but that could have been better. Not sure I could have played this game any better, to be honest. I feel like I did pretty good. I just got kind of like messed up at the end. I fortunately did not give her any robots. So, yay. So I got 2 water. So that'll be worth 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She gets 10 points for the astronauts. I get 10 points for using an astronaut. I kind of wish I had been able to go there, because then I would have gotten another quarter. That would have been nice. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 planning, so that's 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the one that's going to hurt. That's 20. And then I gave them loads of plants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 22 for plants. The number in the triangle is 3. That makes that 9. So their total score was 42, 46, 56, 74, 84, 93. I think I lost. And then for points here, I got 19 for the missions. For plants, I only got 1 point per plant, so that's 3. It's pretty pathetic, actually. For water, looks like I got 4 water, 5 water, so that's 10. For satellite dishes, I'm going to get 4 points per, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's not too bad. It could have been a little bit better. I get 20 points for the quadrants, 10 points for the astronauts. I don't lose any points for planning, and I don't lose any points for system errors. So overall, I get 22, 32, 72, 92, 102. Eking out a win against level 3. Yeah! All right. So even though I feel like I got really screwed by the timing of that A card coming out. If one of the players has ended the game by accomplishing the 3 missions, go to Chapter 6, and that's what we did. So we'll go to Chapter 6. Our training has not been a waste of time. Our capacity to fulfill expectations is impressive. Our team is wonderful. The Human Alliance is lucky to have me. The player who won the game becomes the new captain. This will happen at the end of each game, so we won't mention it again. Assign the stars indicated on the adventure sheet. 2 stars for the winner, 1 star for the winner in second place. Write down the number of this chapter. So we'll write down 2 stars, and then number 6 here. Today is the 25th. It's been a couple days since I've played the last one. Do not forget to do it at the end of each game so you don't get lost in the depths of the cosmos. I'll write 6 here as well. Before you carry on, read the specific rules for Adventure 4. There's not much else that I think is covered here. I feel like... So there is a thing about 124 also being applicable. I'm just going to take a look at that chapter real quick. So then we go to 169. Nothing here about the winning, really. I think it's just about the stars at the end that you need to be aware of. So 169 is next. That is going to be for Chapter 4. But I have to read the rules for Chapter 4 first, and then we'll go ahead and begin. But success. Managed to beat Margaret, and then we're going to go on and try to take on Franklin. Doesn't Franklin look like a guy that you really want to beat? I think so. All right, we're going to try to see if we can beat Franklin on the next round. See you tomorrow, everybody. Thank you for joining me, and I'm hoping this recorded.